We started off as a 47-seater restaurant, and today we're about a 150-seater restaurant.
Wow.
And all organically grown.
Really?
I remember I would drive past a competitor's restaurant. I'm not focusing on their car park. I don't care. I focus on being the best version of me.
I need to take a
And
leaf
that's
out of that book.
Once you get bigger, your problem gets bigger.
Yeah.
That's not when you should be walking away. That's when you need to be even more present. Don't look at anybody.
Yeah.
Be the best of you.
Yeah.
Don't say, oh, this person is doing this, so I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
When you do it, it doesn't work for you.
Yeah. Greetings, my beautiful viewers. You are welcome to another episode of Diva Doc Let's Talk, the empowering show that celebrates remarkable women who are making a difference. Today, we have the amazing Audrey Selormey at our brown table. Audrey is a visionary entrepreneur and culinary trailblazer whose passion for cooking has transformed into a vibrant culinary brand. Her journey is one of resilience, self-discovery, and the pursuit of excellence. From humble beginnings, Audrey established the renowned Buka Restaurant in Osu, Accra, where she introduced the different flavors of African cuisine to a diverse clientele. Join us as we delve into Audrey's inspiring stories, exploring her path to success, the challenges she faced, and the unwavering determination that propelled her forward. Get ready to be inspired and uplifted by this indomitable, spirited, and culinary artistry of Audrey Selormey on this empowering episode of Diva Doc Let's Talk. Thank you for coming to the brown table today.
Thank you. Do I call you Doc or Thelma? Which is better?
Call me Thelma. No. Call me Diva Doc.
A Diva Doc. Thank you so much for having me.
When we were making the list of women we needed to interview, you made the list pretty quickly.
Oh my God.
Pretty quickly, because I heard just amazing, phenomenal stories about you. So, Audrey, tell me a little bit about you and how we got here. I'm just going to take a day.
I mean, you need a whole, probably year
I know,
to
right?
tell my story.
I know, right?
But bottom line is I've always been interested in, let's put it as simple as cooking. As a young girl, my grandmother, we're sitting in a suite here we call the Adwa Suite, which is named after her.
Okay.
She was a great cook, and so was my mother. My mother happens, actually, I'm always using her as my badge of honor. My mother is Ghana's first female chartered accountant.
Really? Wow.
So to come from a background like that, but she was still very much my mother.
Uh-huh.
And she cooked, and I was always, with her in the kitchen. Likewise with my mom. And I don't think I was very interested in things academic growing up, but we were all meant to go through this whole thing. You have to go to school.
Yep.
And not having in the day things like about, career counseling in schools, etc., etc. I knew for a fact that my passion definitely lay in something other than being in the formal sector. Mm-hmm. So cooking was one of them. And I don't know whether in your day you had in school home science, home economics, and things like that.
Wesley girls, we had home science.
Okay. So I went to Achimota School.
Oh,
so
okay.
that was, yes, I'm a proud
I almost
Accra.
ended up there. And my dad was like, no.
Oh.
No, he was like ready to. I wasn't going to be his child if I had gone to Motown.
Oh girls,
Because
so
all the girl rights go to Wesley girls,
okay,
and the boys go to Infancy.
Period. Very much like that.
Period.
Okay, so I'm of Accra stock.
Okay.
So my mother's Accra.
Okay.
And so I wanted and had to be one.
Okay.
So anyway, that's where it all started, but I didn't come straight into the culinary world. I started off by being a banker.
What?
Yes, and that was also by chance. So I tell people all the time that I was 37 years old when I finally found what it is that my calling was.
Hey, bro, I'm now finding what my calling So you were early.
So that's inspiration enough. If you're now finding what your calling is, I found mine at 37.
Okay.
And that's because I tried everything there was I thought I could.
Really?
So I was in banking for 8 years. And then whilst working at the bank, and this was in England, a friend of mine and I would cook at night and we would sell, because I worked for the Ghana Commercial Bank. So African food.
And then go sell it at work?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
That's ingenious.
So I would go to work, come back, and I would do the cooking the night. So if it was like, we're going to serve jollof the next day, I'd make the base. Wow. And then in the morning, I would put the rice in. She would watch it cook. I would go to work, and then she would dish it and come and sell.
Okay.
And
how much were you selling it for?
I can't even remember.
Wow.
But we made enough money. Yes, some of them, yes.
They'll be watching it. Of course,
yes.
we ate jollof rice.
Some of them ate the jollof rice. But for me, I was serving more the community that I knew. I mean, the Ghanaian community.
And they would come and buy it?
Oh, yes. Because around you, what did you have?
Nothing.
Sandwiches. You know, the baps and things like that. But you wanted real food.
Yeah.
So we chose things that were not so. I mean, I didn't stir banku or do fufu and soup or something like that. But you'd have red wache, jollof.
So you would fry that.
Because she would fry it. She was home. She would do the rest of that and bring
right.
it. We did enough money. We saved, and the two of us went off on a summer vacation to the States that summer.
Oh wow!
So it was profitable, but you know, when it's not really what you're meant to do. You do it and then you stop. Because I left the bank, came back to Ghana, worked as an administrative manager in a construction company for a couple of years. And then I started bits and bobs, you know, doing this and that here. You know, one bit of, I sold yogurt, I sold baby clothing.
But that's weird because you said
telecommunications.
You were not thinking of being an entrepreneur.
No, I wasn't.
But you were entrepreneuring.
So you see, life, this is like what happened to me, literally, was life. You're searching. People search for who they will be. I mean, some people know when they're born, oh, this is who I want to be. And they stick with that.
Yeah, they told me
and
what I was going to be.
Exactly. Yeah. People tell you. I remember when I finished A-levels before university, and my parents were debating, because I hadn't done so well for my A-levels, and my parents were debating what I should do. My mother wanted me to go and do accounting, and my father thought I should be a teacher. Okay. And neither one was something I wanted to do. Neither one, you understand? Yeah. So just ending up doing banking was because my dad was a banker.
Okay.
So I ended up in banking.
Yeah.
And I did banking for 8 years because it paid the bills.
All right. The bar was in England, though, right?
That was in England. So come back, fast forward, as I mentioned, came back to Ghana, was introduced. Was introduced to so somebody became his administrative manager for his office. It was a South African construction company. And then went off to have kids.
How many do you have?
I have 3.
Oh, wow. I have 3, too.
Oh, good.
Yeah. 3?
Two girls and a boy.
3 girls.
Oh!
I was trying for a boy and it didn't happen. I was like,
and you're not doing it anymore?
No. Okay.
So I had twins. And I had twins, a boy and a girl. And everybody says, oh, you're blessed. Boy or girl, you're finished. And I went and had a girl as well.
Right.
Yeah. But I started that. And then when I had kids was when I realized that I couldn't actually work full-time, juggle, because they were twins. Okay. So I needed to find something that I could do, which would also enable me to be a mom.
So you wanted to be a mom, a present mom, because here you get helpers to help, but you didn't want that. But I wanted
to, because as I said off air, my ambition was to become a mother and a housewife. And so eventually
that's what I want now. Now I want to be a housewife.
Okay, so I wanted that then, but fate didn't let that happen. So then I wanted that, and well, in a certain way, my ex-husband was he was that kind of person who also loved to have a stay-at-home mom. Okay. And to have somebody look after the kids and be wife, but also be his support. And he was a businessman. He was an entrepreneur. Okay. So if anything at all, I would say that he helped me on my entrepreneurial journey.
We'll give him thanks.
And we do.
Okay.
And we do. So we lived, as I said, we moved to Côte d'Ivoire, and I started selling telephone cards, prepaid telephone cards. Okay. You know how I got into that.
I remember the scratch off, and
you scratch them.
You keep. Okay.
Yes. And so that's what we started doing, selling telephones as well. But when my marriage failed, I came back to Ghana. And when I came back to Ghana, I was like, what can I do? I was still running a bit of the business that I was doing in Abidjan because we had an office here in Accra.
Okay.
So I was still doing that. But by then, it was not really going anywhere.
Right.
So one more time, I thought, okay, I have children. We're looking for baby clothes. We can't find decent baby clothes. I go to England all the time. I was born in England. I go to England all the time. And I thought, okay, mother care. We have mother care in Ghana.
Yeah.
But they're not, I didn't think that they were, it was a shop that was an affiliate of Mother Care UK.
Gotcha.
I just felt it was these people who'd taken the name Mother Care.
They just took it, yeah.
And then they go to England, they go to Mother Care store and they buy. So I
Yeah.
reached out to Mother Care International.
Wow.
And I said to them that I wanted to represent them in Ghana. And they gave me the representation.
You're kidding me.
Yes.
It's funny you should say that. I guess I don't have that spirit. I mean, I can ask anybody for anything, but I guess maybe it's because I was thinking the other day, maybe a year or two ago, that we, they have United flying from DC directly, but we don't have any airline from BWI. Okay. And I live like maybe 20 minutes from BWI. So I was going to call one of those airlines to say, you know what? I can be your representative and I will get you people flying out of BWI. But guess what? I think about it, I get the numbers, and I don't do it.
Well, I mean, we
actually do it.
Not everything do I really always do. But one of the things that has matured along this journey for me has been my spiritual life.
Okay.
And I think that when you don't do certain things, you're not meant to do them.
Well, true. I agree. Totally agree.
When it's time for you to do them, the Spirit will make sure that you do them.
That is so true.
And it takes you to the place where you will get the results that you're meant to do.
Very true.
I just feel like in life, things happen because they're meant to happen.
Yes, I agree.
You and I
this Capricorn thing, you got to give me a high five on this one.
You and I sitting here was meant to be.
I've totally said, and you know what? Like my daughter, I'll give you an example. She applied to a bunch of colleges. She wanted to go to Princeton, and she didn't get in. She's crying.
I can imagine.
I'm like, it's okay. No biggie. It's okay. And she was so miserable. And then Spelman, she got a lot of offers. And Spelman offered her. And in my heart, I'm like, this kid needs to go to Spelman.
Okay.
She needs to go to Spelman because she's so tiny. She needs to go to a school where it's all girls.
Yes.
And we go to Spelman. She loved it.
Okay.
Loved it.
And that's where she was meant to go.
And we went and guess who the president is? She's a doc. She's a doctor. And I'm going to interview her.
Fantastic.
So there you have it. So things are supposed to happen.
Things happen when they're supposed to happen because I always tell people that the journey is, for me as an entrepreneur, has not been fraught with too many
obstacles.
No.
Yes. When you want to do it, it happens. Yes.
Going to go and speak to, I sold yogurt. How did I sell yogurt? It was a brand that was sold in Côte d'Ivoire.
Okay.
It was called Yoplait. I actually went in
Yoplait,
there.
yeah.
Yes, I went in there and I got the dealership for Ghana. It's just that I was very immature.
Yeah.
I didn't have the infrastructure. I had the idea, but I didn't have the staying power. I didn't have the grit that was required to get it going.
What was the grit required?
For starters, I'm not a risk taker.
Me neither.
I play things very safe.
Me too.
I'm a bit laid back.
I'm not laid back, but
I
definitely play it safe.
Somebody say, how can you get so far in your journey when you're laid back?
Right.
But when I say laid back, I'm not, I'll tell you, buying yogurt from Côte d'Ivoire with very little income, sat in a van with a driver all the way to the border to collect my consignment from the border.
Instead of them shipping it.
Making a sort of makeshift cooler van.
Yes.
With a carpenter, with polystyrene and stainless steel.
That would be me.
This is me hands-on.
As long as it works.
Yes.
And it's cheaper.
So things like that didn't really help that journey. So I did that. And then after a while, I bought yogurt, sat on the shelves of Koala in those days, expired on me, and I thought, this is not me. Move on to the next thing. Baby care, the mother care, the shop was called Baby Depot. And that was easy as well. One email, I want to buy from you, baby
That was it.
and that's all it took. I got them shipping stuff to me, wholesale.
Wow.
But the only thing that affected that business was the lack of financial support.
So they didn't have banks who could give you a loan?
At that time, loans were 47%. Yeah.
How about family?
No,
They didn't believe in it.
nobody.
That's unfortunate. Because
We don't support people.
We don't.
We don't.
I mean, you know what?
Unless you've got a parent that has it that will give it to you.
Right.
But are you going to ask an auntie or an uncle? They
No.
don't believe in it.
They will not do that.
That was something that I got my fingers quite burnt on because I was a single mother. I was importing at very high interest rates.
Wow.
And so I had to borrow some of the money. So I was paying paying that back.
Before you continue, didn't they do it on credit? Where they ship the stuff and you pay, they give you 90 days to pay for it?
No.
They don't?
No.
Oh.
We had, in those days, which seemed a lot of money to me, I had to do £100,000 worth of goods in a year.
Oh, wow. So you're not sure whether and you're not the risk taker either.
No.
Okay.
No.
I
So
hear
I wound that down.
Right.
And then,
Wow.
obviously, searching for who I was, which ultimately is searching for God.
Yeah.
I was introduced to a lady, a group of ladies who had a prayer group called the Deborah Women's Fellowship.
Okay.
So we'd go there once a week and would pray. And I was speaking to the lady who hosted us. And I said to her, you know what? I'm a single mom, or I'm thinking of coming away from my relationship, and I know what it's like with African men, probably decide that he's not going to support me.
Right.
How am I going to look after my children?
Right.
I've always wanted to have a restaurant, but I just don't even know how to get started.
Right.
And she says, oh, I'll go in with you.
Oh.
Just like that. I'll go in with
So
you.
she became your partner?
Yes. She became my partner, so we started. But barely 6 months into the partnership, then we had to part ways.
Why?
Misunderstanding.
Okay.
But we ended up in court.
Oh, no. It's
Yes.
unfortunate.
And it was it wasn't the pleasant
That's
thing.
unfortunate, you know.
But she went on and
Yeah.
started her own eventually.
Which is
Another
fine.
long story. But I don't look at it negatively.
Okay.
I think that she was meant to help me on this journey.
Yeah.
She
She was
came-
done with it.
She had to move
And
on.
she had to move on. Yeah.
And 20 years later, here we are.
You know?
We started off as a 47-seater restaurant, and today we're about a 150-seater restaurant.
Wow.
And all organically grown.
Really?
Apart from the monies we had to borrow then to pay her off, every bit of expansion that you see in this place has been done from our own resources.
Wow.
And we've grown from a 12-man team. Today we're about 70.
I gotta ask the question, how do you think it happened? Was it because of the good food? Was it because of the location? Was it because of the authenticity? What do you think was the...
All the things you've named,
Okay.
I would say, but I also say one more time taking you to the favor of God.
Yeah.
If you call it that.
Yeah.
Because we serve food that everybody else serves.
Right.
We have, yes, okay, maybe the ambiance here, which is uniquely mine, because I'm
what inspired
artistic.
you? Oh, you are. Where
Yes.
did you get that from?
My father.
Okay. Wow.
So I change spaces. Come back in 6 months, it won't
It's
be the same.
different.
Yes. I get bored with spaces.
So what do you do with the old stuff? Do you auction it off?
No, I give them away.
Okay.
But I don't do too much.
Okay.
I do touches, just to give
A
you
little here and there.
Yes. So it could be wallpaper changed.
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah. A
light
shelf here or
fixtures,
something.
a
Yeah.
shelf here,
Yeah.
a color texture.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
I'm in the process of trying to do another one.
Yeah.
So every six months to a year, I get this whole thing. Okay, I come here every day. I have regulars who come here every day. If the food is the same, how do I make them do something, see something different?
Right.
So I'm always trying to sort of up.
But the presentation, I mean, for
And all of
somebody,
that.
you didn't go to formal
Culinary school.
No, you didn't.
No.
So,
No.
but the presentation is like amazing.
Well, I mean, I can't, Thelma, if I tell you I actually know, even I keep saying to myself, I don't know how I got to where I am.
Right.
All I know is that I turn up every day and I give the best.
So you actually come to work
I work
every day.
except Saturdays.
So you do
And
come
work
in.
close. Oh yes, I come in. I do go away a bit because that's the only way I can recharge. But I've never gone for more than 10 days to 2 weeks
Yeah.
because you can't.
So
be
you're
away.
present.
I'm
Is it more
very,
schmoozing or you're serving?
Very present. You don't actually see me on the restaurant floor.
Okay, you're behind the
I'm
scenes.
always behind the scenes. Believe it or not, I'm very shy.
Yeah.
People don't believe it. Says, how can you be shy?
Me
You
too,
sat-
though. I'm shy
You
too.
sat on air for
No, I'll
8
believe it.
years.
Yeah, yeah.
How can you be shy?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm painfully shy.
Yeah. I mean, with me, it depends. If I go in a space where I don't know anybody, I'm not going to go milling around talking, especially if I was invited. I'll just sit on my own for someone to come talk to me. I am not one to go around trying, no. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't do
I
that.
tell people I have zero social skills. I'm good one-on-one.
You're right, right.
So my late partner used to say to me, he used to call me AA, Audrey the actress, because I can turn it on when I have to, and when I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Right. No, but at least you can turn it on. Some people cannot turn it on.
No, I don't like people who are arrogant, and I don't like people who are not nice.
Right.
And, you know, when you walked in and you said to me, when you first met, you walked me and says, I like hugs. I'm that kind of person.
Yeah.
But I like, you know, I like your openness with which you said it.
Yeah.
It may have taken me, because I meet people, and the moment I said it, and I said, oh, hello, how are you? And I said, I'm a huggy person. Hug me.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that. I would love to believe that I'm a warm person.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't like people who are arrogant. But
Yeah.
it's just that I'm reserved in that sense. That very much like you, I don't enter into a room and start milling and speaking to everybody and making no.
And I think sometimes that gets annoying.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you don't know them. Why are you doing that? You
I mean, my youngest daughter, the moment I go into a place and I'm like, mommy, because she's even worse than I am.
Oh,
You know
really?
what I mean? Yes, she's worse than I am.
Yeah. So in that situation, I'll be reserved. You know, even in the Ghanaian community, if I go and I don't know anybody, I'll sit in my corner, and then the person who invited me may come and say, "Hey, come on," or whatever, and introduce me.
Yes, and introduce, and then you get going.
And then you start talking to somebody.
Yeah.
So you know, the menu. How did you decide? You know, I mean, those who have restaurant businesses, I don't know how you guys do it. Because I'm like, how do you know how much food to order? And too much. I couldn't do that.
You know, the funny thing is, it's everything that's done here was just done simply by trial and error from the beginning. Going to the market, knowing how much of it to buy.
Right.
And until today. But by now, we've perfected the art of ordering.
Yeah.
So I know I'm ordering 20 crates of tilapia, or I'm ordering
And you know how much
many,
it will last you.
and I know how long.
Is it
So
consistent though?
It is consistent.
Even with, I mean, I guess you consider holidays and stuff like that.
If it wasn't consistent, you would not be able to track your expenditure.
Right.
And so for me, for example, there was a gentleman in my office a little while ago, and he's the one who purchases for me. And a couple of weeks ago, he sent me a bill that I thought was exaggerated.
Right.
So he got my back up. So I went back and I started to look back. And that's how I do it. I know how many goats I use a week. I know that I've had extra orders. Every single day, my manager reports how many heads we've had, how many footfalls, the footfall in this place. I know every day.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, I know that if I bought 10 goats,
It should last
it
this
should
long.
last.
Okay.
So we have a system in place. So the purchasing, the stores guy knows to raise his purchase orders, and we buy X amount every week, and every week we do that.
Okay.
But obviously, if you have orders coming in, you know that you need to up these quantities. So we
Okay.
raise supplementary
Got you.
orders.
I see. Okay.
And then we go on supplementary. But we couldn't have come this far if we hadn't gotten some sort of a science
Yes.
about what we do.
Okay.
And mind you, the reason we've been able to stay afloat is because we keep a tight lid on finances.
Okay. Okay.
So, like I said to you, my mum, being an accountant, up until COVID 2020, she sat in my office doing my books every single day.
Really?
And she turned 93 yesterday.
Oh,
yes.
Bless her heart.
So up until 4 years ago, which was when she was 89, she was here every day and she would do my books for me.
Wow.
Yes.
Making sure everything.
She did my books.
Oh, wow.
So I still don't know. And I tell people every time that if you want to be successful, don't keep your eye too much on what is coming in as to what is going out. More like. You need to check what is going out more than what's coming in. Because if you remain focused on what it is that you're doing and make sure it's perfect.
Yes.
You'll definitely get the outflows.
Yeah.
But don't spend too much time, saying, oh, did we make 1,000 today? Did we make 2,000 tomorrow?
Yeah.
Because if you don't make what it is that you expect, you start to cut corners at the back. And then that affects the output in the end.
Yes, totally.
So we want to give the best food. That's what we do.
What about your suppliers? Were they always, because, sometimes you go to a restaurant and, oh, we don't have some. We don't have some.
Oh, we
and
have
I'm like, when do you ever have some?
No. We have a lot of those problems here.
You know?
We have a lot of that here. And in fact, we've tried, it's one of the things we've intentionally worked hard at trying to resolve.
Yeah.
Because it's just that the process. The supply chain is not flowing as it should.
Yeah.
And not always from the supplier. It could be internally as well.
Really?
Because somebody's not doing their work well and making sure that their things
they're ordering on
stock.
time and all that. Yeah, I mean, I give you guys kudos. My very good friend, I'll call his sister, owns Gold Coast.
Okay.
And I think they probably let it out a little bit in London.
Yes.
And then they went back and they had to start. And I'm like, how do you even do this?
It's
a lot.
It's a very tough business. I mean, I have people come in here all the time. Don't you want to open a branch? And you say,
I was going to ask you that.
No.
Like in Cape Coast or Kumasi?
No.
Because you're not going to be physically there.
I'm not going to be there.
You're right.
And, okay, it's difficult. It's different if we had maybe just banquet tilapia, jollof rice, chicken.
Right.
Maybe a few things.
You have a lot.
We have a whole vast
And it has to be the
menu,
same.
And it has to be the same.
It can't be different.
It can't. And if we had, for example, around COVID, we started this little business called Tilapia, which is an offshoot of Buka.
When you mention tilapia, I get PTSD.
Oh.
I almost died.
On a bowl.
So I don't do tilapia. Oh, tilapia. No. On a bone.
Oh.
They almost took me to the ER.
Oh, no.
I thought I was going to die.
Oh, no.
It was horrible.
No,
tilapia,
tilapia is a very, I mean, I've never, touch wood, had that experience, but I know somebody who died actually from a tilapia bone. So please don't get PTSD.
God.
Yeah, he swallowed a bone, pushed it down, I think, with banku thinking, trying to do it, and then it got lodged somewhere. Probably got an internal infection. Yes.
So, and I knew all that. And as a physician, I was like, oh my God, if I perforate my esophagus, I'm going to get sepsis. I'm going to die. So all this is going through my head. I'm like, I'm going to die. And my children, But so tilapia, and guess what? I hired a lady to come watch the kids. And it was the first lady I'd ever had who would cook for me. And so I come home.
And she done tilapia?
She had tilapia.
Oh,
fancy tilapia.
Oh.
I was like, man, please
never
take that from me. She took me back downstairs,
So we started this business because during COVID we realized that the whole dining experience thing shifted to takeaways and deliveries. And people actually
How did you do with that?
Oh,
did you do well?
God. It was, COVID. I'm telling you, when it came, when COVID broke out and everybody was being careful, we noticed numbers plunging. And as numbers plunged, we were just sitting here, and all of a sudden...
Did you have to let people go?
I never did.
Oh,
I
good for you.
furloughed
Good for you.
a few of them.
Okay.
So they were at home. They were still part of us, but we paid them, I think, for the first 3 months, and after 3 months,
Okay.
we stopped
But you
paying
knew you were
them.
gonna
But
hire
we
them
knew they
back
were
when
going
you
to come
opened.
back when we opened. And the business sort of for the first, I think we're closed for like 3-4 months. We had to do a whole protocol, some of which still exists
Okay.
with us. For example, as you come in, the sinks are still there. People
Okay,
still have to wash their hands.
Okay.
We make sure that putting cutlery in pouches
Yes.
and stuff
Yeah,
so
I
that
see
you
that
don't
quite
have.
a bit.
We're still doing that, which is
Okay.
costing us a lot of money.
Really? Do you have someone doing
But
it for you?
Yes, we have to get somebody to print the pouches, but that's a big expense for us. But we now realize the importance of all of this being part of showcasing our hygienic side.
Yes.
So we don't want to do away with it. So we're having to
Have
swallow
you
the
thought about
costs.
buying the machine and doing it yourself?
And doing ourselves, doing the pouches ourselves. That's also, you see, that's not, and you say you're not an entrepreneur.
I'll
You know,
offer it, but I won't do it.
maybe you're the consultant.
Right.
We print a lot of paper. We use a lot of paper.
Yeah.
But we realized that tilapia is our biggest seller in this space. We sell close to 2 tons of tilapia.
Really?
Yes.
I came with my girlfriend the last time I was here, and she ordered some, and I
Yes.
just looked at it. I was like, Not
So
for me.
we started this. I said we want to be the local, like a KFC kind of thing.
Okay.
So you have tilapia with 7 sides. So it's actually
7 sides?
Yes, 7 sides. So jollof.
Okay. So tilapia and
7 sides. So a choice of 7 sides. So
Right.
you got jollof, banku, acheke, stuff like that. So we started that.
right.
But I just didn't have enough time to grow it.
Oh, the
And so-
tilapia.
yes, the tilapia
You were thinking of
business.
doing that.
We do it. So it's my daughter's business now.
Really?
Yes.
So you have your own tilapia farm.
So that's what we're trying to do. Try and start. We want to see how far this would go. Then we're going to start our own farm.
Nice. Very
Yes.
nice.
Yes.
And you know, from the women I've spoken to, I've seen that one thing leads to another.
Oh, yes, all the time.
All the time.
Yes. And you're best doing something, we call it backward integration. So something that will then feed off
Yes.
another.
Yeah.
That way you're still within the same field and you're not distracted.
Right. So you're not pivoting too
No,
much.
no,
You're still
no.
staying sort of in the same
In the
kind
same
of business.
thing. I
Yeah.
mean, another thing we need to, like we're trying to look into farming because we need to be able to, we
Yeah,
buy a
I thought
lot.
you are. Oh, you
We're
don't produce
any,
your own.
We haven't done any of that yet.
Okay.
So
I have some land. You can buy the land from me.
next
And
year,
farm.
I'm 60.
Oh no!
Yes.
Please invite me to your party.
I don't have parties.
Oh.
So next year I'm 60, and I'm
Whatever
not
you
looking,
do, call
and
me
I'm
to
not
support.
looking. I'm not looking at
Wow.
more. I'm looking at less.
Me doing less.
Me doing less.
Okay.
Than me doing more.
Which is fine.
Because I think that it gets to a stage where you now have to focus on what's more important, and what's more important is looking after yourself and enjoying life.
Yes. Agreed.
My
Because when you get older,
productive
you
years,
can't do it.
You can't do it, and you end up, working yourself to the bone and
Yeah.
spending all the money you've earned,
No.
treating
The
yourself.
children get your money.
I don't
'Cause
want
my
that.
daughter would know how to spend it.
I want to spend my own money.
Yes.
I want,
Katie would know how to spend my money.
So I'm trying to get the children into doing the things that will feed onto him.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
at this, I
that's
have to start
awesome.
thinking of succession planning.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will always work.
Yes.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
But I don't want
Look
to
at
take...
your mom.
I
She's a
always
role
work.
model.
I will always work. And I realize more and more now that the importance of being active, even in your older age.
So do you work out?
I walk.
Okay.
So I don't go to the gym. I'm not one of those ladies that go pumping
why
iron
you're
and
looking
stuff
at me
like
like-
that. Yeah, those arms. Those arms. I don't lift weights. Although my son tells me, "Mommy, it's your core. You need to go lift weights and do stuff like that." No, but I love to walk.
Walk. Is it
So
safe?
I walk. Yes, it's safe.
Where
where
you
I
live?
walk, where I live in Cantonments.
Okay,
safe.
so it's safe. Okay.
It's safe. I live in a cul-de-sac.
Okay.
So most of the time I walk up and down the road, and I'm able to do 5 kilometers.
Why don't you just get a treadmill?
They're not good for my knees.
Ah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I did have one. I had to give it away.
Oh yeah.
So I like actual walking, and I like to walk. It's sort of like a time.
Does
where
it
you're
help?
It does.
That's what they tell me.
It does. Walking for me It's therapeutic.
Okay.
It's just me thinking sometimes aloud. People think you're talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Praying as I'm walking, taking in fresh air, taking the sights.
Yeah, I don't want to see a snake. Nah. So I'll do it indoors.
I love walking.
Yeah.
And especially when I'm in England.
Really?
Oh, when I'm in England,
The trails.
I just
I'm
not even the trails.
I would hike.
I'm not into all of that exciting
Hiking?
thing like hiking and going. No, walk. Walk.
Just walk.
Just let me walk.
Enjoy nature.
That's it. Enjoy nature, go on a trail, but I must be seeing something that, I want to see or be talking to somebody.
Yeah.
That's my form of exercise.
So what do you do for fun? Like, I know, what do you do for fun? Is it clubbing, reading? What do you do for fun?
I'm a workaholic.
So you don't do anything for fun?
Rarely.
But you were on vacation when I tried to get you.
So vacay for me, I wasn't on vacation. I'd gone on a trip. It's different from a vacation.
Okay.
I love to travel to exotic places.
Me too.
I don't want to see a shop.
Uh-huh.
So if I travel to a city, it's not a vacation for me. I want to go lie somewhere where I can see beaches and eat
and have
good
a drink.
food.
Yeah. And be spoiled. Massage, yes.
Go to the spa.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't like, you're right, I don't like the outdoorsy sweating.
No.
Soft life.
Soft life. Soft life.
Yes.
Okay, and that costs a lot of money. So I don't get to do that so often.
It does.
I do take a trip just to do a bit of art, just to probably go and lie on a bed somewhere.
And you go alone?
Not always.
Because I don't know how to travel by myself.
I don't.
Because I went with the kids to St. Lucia and there were so many women alone. And I'm like, I wish I could do that.
I did Grenada last year.
Really?
I loved it.
I've never been to Grenada.
I did Grenada and Barbados last year.
Barbados.
I didn't like Barbados as much as I liked Grenada.
Uh-huh.
Grenada is untapped.
Where is that?
Fresh.
I haven't done that.
45 minutes away from Barbados.
Really?
Seriously.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I may try that.
You should try that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Wow. You know what? Next time, let me know. Because it's hard to find people who can afford,
Yes.
Because I'm trying to go. You want to go? No. I have to say, I'm like, okay. So it's hard for people to say, to call someone and say, let's go. So then, and I don't like to travel by myself.
Nor do I. So it's, I've always got, most of my vacations, I do with my children.
Me too. My kids.
So I do it with my kids. We try to do every year or every other year.
Okay.
We go somewhere different.
Okay.
And obviously always end up in London because we're all British.
Yeah,
so just always sort of end up in London. But I try to do that with them. I've never traveled alone. Before them, I would do it with my partner. But I lost him last year. So I'm now trying to, my new norm, probably take my sister along with me.
Okay. Your sister-in-law?
My sister.
Your sister?
My sister with me.
Okay.
My sister, my younger sister.
Okay.
Who comes immediately after me. Yes. She said to me, she promised me when I lost my partner last year that she was going to be my travel buddy.
Oh.
But I don't know. We haven't been anywhere exciting yet.
Okay.
So we're seeing
maybe
something we'll do. Yeah.
We've covered so much. Now, anything new in the horizon?
We're keeping those close to our
Everyone
chest.
wants to keep it close.
Close to our chest. But we're continuing and growing Buka. We celebrated 20 years last year, last December. 20 years.
And you didn't have a party, I guess.
No, we didn't do anything.
Like no celebration.
No, well, for my staff, I did. Because one member of staff, I have one lady here who's been here since we opened.
Good for her.
And she's my supervisor. I think
loyalty.
We've got a good loyalty. We've got a good staff retention.
Oh, really?
rate.
Why do you think so?
I'm chill.
But you probably are good to them too.
You have to.
The
carrot and stick approach.
Yes.
I penalize when I have to penalize.
Yes.
But we're here. We're all sort of one big family.
Yeah.
I tell people I have an open door policy.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm easy.
Yeah. And easy to approach.
I'm easy to approach. I think more so that sometimes I think they prefer to talk to my cousin more than they do me.
Really?
Yes, because
she seems very.
Yeah, she's motherly.
Yes.
She's very motherly.
Yeah. But you need somebody like that too.
I bite more than I kiss. I have
That's
to.
the Capricorn for you.
I have to.
Yeah.
That's the only way. Otherwise people will take advantage of you. So we're growing, like I said, developing the other side business, which is more of a takeaway thing. I've left that to my daughter. With my support, I'm hoping that she can grow that even more.
Good for her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we need to be able to diversify in a way. Otherwise, we'll just plateau and then we can't go anywhere else. But like I said to you as well, thinking of succession planning, which is important. Finding who is going to drive it to the next level.
Yeah. I mean, I guess because I don't have a business, I haven't thought that far because, you know what I mean? I prefer to work for somebody.
Yeah.
I had never, you know, I always get, come, why don't you start your practice? And I'm like, I'm fine here. And I think there may have been a little bit of, I don't want to work as hard. You know, it's easy to just go to work, see patients, get paid, you're done. You know, but it's your own business, you kind of have to be present.
I'm there all the time.
And I didn't want to do that.
Well, the thing about, you're so right in that there are advantages and disadvantages of being in regular employ or being self-employed.
Yeah.
I would like to say that if you're self-employed and you're doing something that you're passionate about, you give it your everything.
Right.
And sometimes to the detriment of your health, because you don't know when not to. You know, there are no hours where you say, oh, I can't do this. Somebody calls you in the middle of the night. Like, for example, I arrive at work today and my guy comes to say to me, he says, oh, madam, okay, yesterday one phase went off. So we had to do this, and they have to keep you. You're involved in every bit of the business. And that would be quite exhausting.
And that would drive me nuts.
And especially in Africa, where you have to multitask.
Always complaints and all that you have to fix.
You have to multitask. Because people don't take ownership of what they do. They always do. You will find, I mean, when you have a small team, I mean, I like the way I'm looking at the team that you have. And I think I can see everybody's really into you. And that is a testament to who you are. But if this team got any bigger, you would have the same problems that we have.
You can talk to Maoli. Like the last time I was here, there were new faces, and I'm like, why are there new faces?
Yes.
You know, because that
once you get bigger, your problem gets bigger.
Yes.
When you're smaller, you can manage that.
Yes.
But when it gets bigger,
Agreed.
That's not when you should be walking away. That's when you need to be.
And I didn't know whether I had the energy to be present.
Oh, it's very
exhausting.
draining. Oh my God, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
I agree.
But I'm one of those people who very little overcomes me. Yes.
This is the Capricorn thing. I'm telling you.
Yes. I mean, if you say this way doesn't go, I'm going this way.
Yes.
If you say that way doesn't go, I don't like to take no for an answer. I
Me
just
neither.
relax
Me
and say,
neither.
okay, no, okay, so
Me
it
neither.
can't be done, so then no.
But I wonder whether you have my trait. Because I don't like no, I don't like asking.
I don't.
Because I would hate for
To
someone
be
to tell
say
me
no.
no. So I want to ask. Like, oh, can you babysit my girls? Because no.
So I think I met somebody who's exactly like me.
I think we could be twins.
You know, my kids actually accuse me of knowing so many people that when they got back from college and they were like, Mommy, are you going to help us? You know, everybody helps their children get started. I said, no.
Yeah.
You do it yourself.
Yeah.
Not because somebody's going to also say no per se, but I just don't have the culture of asking people for anything.
Yeah. When friends are having parties, they have all their friends pitching in. No. I'll pay for some Spanish people to come and set up.
Yes.
I'll pay for a caterer to come and set up. And so they're like, Thelma, do you need help? Do you need meat pie? I said, no. I'll order it, get my people to serve. Yeah. We're good.
Exactly like that.
Yeah. Because I don't like doing
I even
all
do
that.
it as much as to like I'm having, maybe it's a family function or something. I'm not going to ask anybody.
No. Make me soup, make me
no,
this,
no,
me...
no,
It's too much for me.
Too much hassle.
Or they come and, can I help you? No.
No.
I got it.
I don't like help either.
No, I don't.
Oh, I wish my daughter
like, don't come and clean, I'll do it myself. Right.
When I used to cook at home, until cooking became my work, and I don't like cooking as much anymore. And she would say to me in the kitchen, you'd see me cooking, people would say, why are your daughters not helping you? How are they going to learn?
My kids don't help me.
I don't want them to help me. They create more mess than I want. So I want to be able to do it and work in people don't help me.
No, me neither.
So if I have to cook and I just want somebody to do the mise en place for me, do it for me, just leave it for me, be out of my space.
Yes, don't stay in my space.
Everything is all with me, and I do think
oh my God.
So I have I know people. I have very few friends.
Me too.
I don't socialize.
Me too.
I'm not the sort of girl that gets up and is visiting this person, chatting, let's go out for dinner, let's go have drinks. No, I
That's
don't do any
funny
of that.
because like the other day I was like, hey, so if I ever had surgery, will there be someone who can take me to the hospital? Except, my daughter is in school, she's in med school, and I couldn't even think of anyone I would ask, hey, can you take me to the hospital for my surgery?
The beautiful thing for
And
me,
but nobody can ask me though because I'm busy.
yes, but the thing is, for me, even though my joy is in supporting,
Me too.
that comes back to you.
Yeah, it does.
So you do it if you give of yourself selflessly. So if, touch wood, you had that surgery, you don't need to ask anybody.
True.
They would come
That's
anyway.
true. That much I know.
They would come
That
anyway.
much. I mean, people I work with.
Yes.
I mean, the people
They
I
would
work.
come
They all.
anyway.
Actually, you're absolutely right. I wouldn't even have to ask.
You wouldn't ask
All I have to
anybody.
say is I'm getting surgery.
Yes, and they'll
yeah,
come.
because I had like a little bit of surgery, like fibroids. I think it was 2022. Oh my God.
Everybody is there.
It was ridiculous.
Yes. Everybody's there.
Yeah, and I was so touched. Like, do you want me to pick up the kids? Do you want to? And I'm like, because I don't like to ask, and they were offering without me even asking. Yeah.
So it is.
Wow. Anyway, the final question I have for you is, what advice would you give to a woman or young woman who's trying to get into the business? And I guess a follow-up question is whether you think it's luck or grit, persistence, or God that gets you to where you get to.
So I think it's all of the above. But I think that what you do must be something that you're
Passionate about.
something that you're called to do. I think that we haven't done a great job as mothers to take time to find what it is that our children are good at. We kind of push our kids into spaces that we would rather be in or have dreamt of being in. And I always say that if my parents, and God bless them, they were great parents, but if my parents had taken the time to say, oh, Audrey's got an artistic side.
Yeah.
Audrey's good at cooking. What do
Yeah.
we do to
Yeah,
help
yeah,
her?
yeah.
Audrey, would you like to go to culinary school?
But
I may
at
have
11, would they
arrived.
know, though?
Exactly. Not really, but as I was growing, we've got to observe our children and then guide them in what we know are their strengths. That's one of the things. If you didn't get that opportunity growing up and you come into your own, there must be something that you're passionate about.
I may talk to my last girl.
Because they say
not
to
sure.
you, if you do what you're passionate about, you'll never work in your life.
Yes.
Because every day you're
You're
doing
happy,
something you love, you're happy.
Yeah.
But if you do it because, A is doing it and she's making money, so I'm going to do it too, it may not be your calling.
Someone else said it yesterday, I think. Yes.
So we are all called for different parts in this life. And you'll find that one question people say, there are many women who own restaurants. Why do you think some are more successful than others?
Right.
And I believe that's because those that find the success, obviously they work hard, but also because that was their calling.
Yes.
The others who are doing it, I think, I want to make money. Okay, let's sell food. We can sell food. We can make money. And then they don't have what it takes because it's not an easy journey.
Yeah.
Always be passionate about what it is that you want to do and start small. I've had many people come into the office who come and say, oh, madam, I want to open a restaurant. What advice are you going to give me? And I was also fortunate enough to be a judge on Onga Cooks, which is a show once, which they invited me to judge. And I had to chat with the people, with the contestants.
Yeah.
And I said to them that start small. Don't ever knock humble beginnings. Don't think that you're going to you're not getting where you want to get. Because if you're passionate, you will grow. You will grow. I mean, yesterday, a cousin of mine was telling me about a lady who sold tilapia on a table in his area where he lives. And she just had this little stall where she sold tilapia. And out of saving from that, she now has an air-conditioned room where she's now selling.
Wow.
Obviously, this woman has turned up
Right,
morning,
right,
day, night. She's
right.
done everything. I mean, you look at me here looking so glam in my Christy Brown outfit. But I used to go to Agbogloshi Market, Adabraka Market, Nima Market.
Wow.
I know them all.
Wow.
You need to know your business. There's no aspect of my business. I manage it now, but there's no aspect of business that I don't know, that I cannot do. I can purchase.
I see.
I can cook. I can clean. I can serve. I can do everything.
Yeah.
So I know. So nobody comes from the outside and tells me what to do. And then to boot, year of 2020, year of COVID, I did a Stanford Seed program. So also teach yourself, always read. I tell people, don't waste your data following funny TikToks and WhatsApp stories and stuff like that. There's a lot, even if you go on TikTok, there's a lot of things you can learn about your trade. There's a lot of good things on social media. Go on Pinterest. I do a lot on Pinterest. Find out, get ideas about how to do things. Always try to improve your trade. So first, make sure that you have passion for what it is you do. Second, start small. Third, be consistent. Fourth, learn.
Wow.
And you will get there.
Wow.
And be bigger than even me. I promise you that.
There you go. You know what? This could have gone 2 hours.
I know.
And I know you have to go because I wanted to know about competition, but you already answered that. You were like, you know what? If you're passionate about it, you're going to do
I
fine.
will touch on competition because people worry, ask me a lot about competition. I don't focus on competition.
You don't.
Competition is healthy.
Yes.
But I don't focus on what my competitor is doing.
Don't know.
Success is your road. Competition is by the road as you are going up your road of success. Now, if you turn and look at competition, you could lose your way. What you deem straight is not straight anymore. It's another way. So it's so weird that I remember I would drive past a competitor's restaurant. I'm not focusing on their car park. I don't care. I don't follow them. Nothing. I focus on being the best version of me.
I need to take a leaf out of that book for sure.
Don't look at anybody. Be the best of you. Don't say, oh, this person is doing this, so I'm going to do this. When you do it, it doesn't work for you. Because that's not your calling.
That's right.
Focus on what sits on your heart that tells you to do. You can drive your own success. Of course, with God Almighty.
Of course.
But not by looking at somebody else and saying, oh, they are selling Gary Photo with this, so I'm going to do the same thing. You won't get it. So just keep on your road of success. Focus straight. Look ahead, and you'll get there.
Wow. I'll have to come back.
Please
Because, I wanted to know who has been here, that, great experience you've had.
Part two.
Part two. We have to do a part two
Part
for
two.
sure.
Part
when I come back, we're doing
Diva Doc Part 2 with Buka.
We have to do a part 2.
We do.
This was amazing. Thank you for joining us on this empowering episode of Diva Doc Let's Talk, featuring the extraordinary Audrey Selormey. Her journey has just been so inspiring. Keep pursuing your dreams with unwavering determination, and remember that greatness can come from humble beginnings. Goodbye, my incredible viewers. Until we meet again, thank you for watching Diva Doc Let's Talk.